Hey guys, it's Julie, and I have been using the April planner kit in my planner so far this month, and I wanted to catch you up on some of the things I had done, and then I have kind of a fun idea for today's video. So far I have created kind of a dashboard, I guess you could say, just for the month of April. I thought that this was really cute. I love the simplicity of it. And then I just stamped on happy habits and added some of those puffy enamel hearts to create a little list for some things for the month of April that could help me in the way of happy habits. And so then the backside of this, I think would be perfect to go more in depth to like a mission board. And so I may use some of these labels like I did last month and do that. So that's a project still to come. But I wanted to go ahead and just quickly show you, flip through what I had done in the way of creating a monthly page. If you guys have watched any of my things, you know that I keep my months very, very simple, and I really just write down the unique activities. So this is very clean, very simple. Just threw in the washi and this fun little sticky note I decorated for a trip that we have coming up at the end of the month. And then I just used the April stamp here, and I stamped it onto a sticker and just trimmed it down to fit in that space. I like the little clouds and just kind of, I thought that would be a cute place to house that. And then I also took the actual monthly card, which I like to do occasionally, and created kind of a page marker so that I could easily find the month of April. I thought that that was a fun pattern, and I always kind of like to use these little cards if I can. So I trimmed it off a little bit, added a few of the little elements, stickers, etc. from the kit, including the washi, and then I backed it with that cute green spotty dot paper. So that's just kind of a fun way to track my month, and I could move that, you know, to each week. There's a lot of things you could do with that just to help you find your spot within your planner. Okay, so the very first week of April, I have decorated using the April kit, but it's part of the workshop class, so I'm going to hide that. I have it clipped here, so that's something you would see if you're a part of the workshop. Because of those other projects that I've already done, I'm down to like scraps here, you guys, and I have something else. May, that's right, I knew I had something else, so I also did this project for the month of May, the May series stamp, and I combined that with the April kit. I totally need a jump start on May. It's my daughter's graduation that month, and I just know that the time between now and then is just gonna fly. So I wanted to get kind of a head start on that. I'm gonna be doing some traveling. And so you can see here that I went ahead and just used my April kit in May. And I wanted to mention that as well because I know that a lot of you receive your April kits kind of halfway through April, and I don't want you to feel like you can only use it in April. Like obviously it can go forward into the next month just fine. None of these kits are super month specific. So there's a glimpse at that as well, using the stamp set that's actually the May stamp set in conjunction with the April kit. Okay, so now I can go back to April, to the second week in April, and I'm going to basically do like this last chance workout. I was a Biggest Loser watcher, and I always loved the last chance workout, and so I feel like this is like the last chance workout for this kit. I'm down to kind of the bare minimums here. I have some things punched. I have paper. You can see what I kind of been working with. I still have plenty of the sticky notes. I have washi tape, and then of course the stamp set, which I can use in conjunction with any of these colors to really help tie it out. Then I love to print the coordinating digital labels. I have a video that I can link below to let you guys know. It kind of steps you through the process of how I resize them down to be a little bit more planner friendly. And so I always have some of these available to work with. Okay, so you see the kind of, not minimal, but slightly minimal supplies I have to work with. And let's see what I can do to get this week pulled together using not so much. First things first, I need to add my dates for each day. And so I grab one of my staple sets. It's called the Oliver Number stamp set. It's available through Studio Calico. I love it. It's just one of those things that I have in my stamp repertoire that I pull from constantly. So I wanted to mention it here, even though it isn't part of my kit. I use it a lot. Same thing goes for the next step I'm going to show you, and that's my dinner plan stamp. If you've followed me for a while, you know that I use this pretty much every week. So I throw that again on the bottom, and I'm using the Glass Slipper ink color for each of those. The last thing I'm going to do is add my month along the top, and I sometimes can make this very simple, just with one simple little, you know, April stamp up there, but I decided to repeat this April outline across the top using some of the colors that show up in the kit. So I'm going to use the Blush Crush, the Lemon Zest, and Glass Slipper, and just repeat those across the top, as you can see. I typically divide my inserts here into two sections. So the events section and a to-do list section, and they can flop between top and bottom, but here I'm using the cute little colorful washi tape to create that division. This week just happens to be one of the lightest weeks as far as schedules ever. The only thing I really know that's on the calendar is prom. So you can see I'm flipping through some different options and how I want to address adding my daughter's prom on Saturday. I had already had that circle punched out, so I decided to go ahead and roll with it. And I know that I have yellow stickers to spell out prom, so I thought the yellow on yellow would be kind of a fun little mix there. So you can see I'm just cutting it down, gluing it on my paper, and then I'm going to come back and add prom. Here's a little tip. When you're working up against an edge of paper, I suggest starting at the edge and moving backwards. Here I started with the beginning of the letter, just totally forgot, and ended up having to go back and start basically from M to O to R to P. So work backwards. I don't typically decorate until I have everything included on my page, but this is a light week and I've used a ton of yellow on the other end, so I thought that this message would be a great way to start my week. Every day is a fresh start, every Monday is a fresh start, so I include that over here. I don't know exactly what my exercise plans are going to be for this week, but I do know that it will be a priority at the beginning of each day, so I use these labels to hold that spot for them. And then on Sunday, I even throw down another one because I know that we will be going to church at 11 a.m., so I can for sure write that one in. Instead of thinking of each of these as a daily to-do list, I'm actually categorizing them into like home things to do, errands to run, and I like to do this. It gives a little bit of focus to each day because typically Mondays I'm spent at home, Wednesdays are more so errands, and then you'll see that I have a kind of usual task list that I fill out for Sunday. With my husband's new schedule, we like to take time during the day to just kind of carve out a date day, and you can see that I take that sticker, I trim it down to exactly 1.5 so it will fit within my margins, and I'm blocking out that Thursday in order for he and I to hang out and to fill that day with whatever we like. Then I have this extra little bit of that sticker that I decided to cut into kind of that ribbon banner for that bottom corner that I like to fill. And I have one more spot. I want to just repeat that into a third place on my page, so I throw it to the left of my stamped image and add a little heart. While we both agree that Thursday's our date day, there are many that come and go without us taking really special notice of it. So here I'm just jotting down some ideas. It could be anything from taking a hike with the dog to doing some yard work, just basically hanging out, running errands. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just time together. So I'm not what you call a kit killer, like I haven't cleared out the entire thing, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm happy that I'm using my April kit over and over on several different projects throughout my planner, and I hope that you are doing the same thing too. So I would love to see what you're up to using your Studio Calico Planner kit, and I hope you get some inspiration from this one. Have a great week.